Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? It's Friday, and I'm in an air-conditioned room. It's great. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. How's everyone doing today? This can go over here. I think I'll put you in that box and then I'll forget about you for the next 5 years. How's everyone doing today? It's Friday. What did I knock over? I knocked over something. I don't know. This room is a mess right now, as you can kind of see. So yes, it's Friday. Look how much room we have. I've moved a bunch of printers out to the garage. So we got room on the bench. So we got Tallboy, which doesn't look that big anymore. I mean, this is as tall as like a 200 millimeter spec rat rig. And then we got the FL Sun out. And then hopefully one day an XL will go here. I think I have room for an XL. We'll figure that out. But yeah, it's Friday. It's a printed chill Friday. I was actually supposed to, I have a printer on the way. It is a resin printer that I was hoping to do today, but it's on the truck right now and it hasn't showed up. So instead we're just gonna print and chill. And by print and chill, we're gonna be doing some fun. We're gonna do everyone's favorite thing. That's right, we're not watching paint dry. We're not sorting screws. Tallboy has been under this desk for a while. How long has it? Wow, I gotta, okay, let me move this one. Let's move you there. Okay, there we go. How long has it been? Well, it's running fluid. And the last time it printed anything was December 22nd of 2021, which means our Klipper install is a little out of date. And by a little out of date, I mean, we're on version 11. This is version 9. So we need to fix that. Now, technically, I could just leave it as is. Let's be honest. Like, yeah. So yeah. So for those wondering, what is Tallboy? Tallboy. This is actually my very first. Let me plug you on. Put you there. Plug you in. There we go. That should work. Let's see, does this work? Boom. Aha. So Tallboy is my first Voron, technically. Okay. This was V1 serial number 100. Okay. It is my first Voron. Okay. It was a V1.5 that was 300 by 300 by 400. It's a V2 now. I converted the frame to a V2. It was actually the first V2 we built on stream, and so this is OG V2, right? It does have one of the beta stealth burner front faces on it, but this is original V2.4 for the most part. Yeah, so this will get tapped. We're gonna do some upgrades to it. So speaking of upgrades, today we're just doing software. Today we're just going to get it up and running again, basically get some shiny new smart stuff in it. But Apollo gifted 10 community memberships. Cheers. A fan of the channel sent these. I don't have an overhead cam right now. These are shoot, who was it? Vitaly. They have an Etsy store. I don't have a link for it on hand. I will have links when we actually do the upgrades for it. But these are some CNC'd tap parts. So these are actually CNC'd. So these will be going in there. Also, we're going to be upgrading to full-on 2.4 R2, or some of it. I'm not going to go crazy, but I do need to get I do need an MGN 12 rail. The problem is, we have a problem. So the problem is, this frame was originally a 300 by 300 by 400 V1.5, which means when you take that and convert it to a V2.4, you get, what is it? 330 by 330 by 380. So that means I need to get a MGN, a 350 MGN 12 rail and chop it, which I don't have one on hand. Actually, I might. Let me check. I don't think I have an MGN 12 on hand. I have MGN. No, that's MGN. No, that's 9. Yeah, oh, actually, no. I don't have any. Hello there? Oh, you're way too short. Yeah, that's too short. So I'm gonna need to get my hands on an MGN 12. Yeah, and chop it down. For that, I'm gonna do those fancy front idlers. There's like a new design, so there's like a modded front idler or something. I'm gonna do those. Tap, obviously, because this still uses the switch. But also, fun fact, this bed is actually a 12-inch bed. So I'm actually losing volume on this machine because it's 330 by 330. I'm not gonna go buy a new bed. This bed works just fine, but it's 12 by 12, so it's 300 by 300. So technically, like, I've got, you could see, I don't know if you could see too well, I've got over travel by quite a bit on this machine. So I could do purge buckets, I could do, you know, nozzle brushes and all that, but also it allows you to, like, if you're printing a helmet or something, it can come up off the bed and actually gives you a little bit more bounding room. So it's actually kind of nice. So what I'll do is I'll just put a 350 bed sheet on it and just, you know, have a little bit of overhang once I don't have to worry about the clicky switch. Also, Fadus is sending me a Rapido 2.0, which we'll be putting in that as well. So yeah, so this is gonna get some upgrades, but today, that's in the future. That will probably be Tuesday streams going forward once I get the garage set up, which, speaking of, I put lights out there. I bought some cheap lights on Amazon. They didn't really work as good as I thought they would, but I did put some lights. So I do have some LEDs underneath here. These ones you can see in the bottom drawer here, but on the top I had 6, so I put 4 down here, 2 up here. They don't work too good, but it's good enough. It was 35.2 degrees Celsius in there on Wednesday. 35.2 degrees Celsius on Wednesday with 66% humidity. Yeah. So the guy is coming in on early next week to insulate the ceiling. I was gonna do it myself. I was gonna rent the machine, and then I poked my head up in the attic. It was 52 in the attic. So instead, what I'm going to do is take my money and I'm gonna make it somebody else's problem. And the funny thing is, I actually looked into how much it would cost me to rent the machine. And then the problem is I'd have to rent a truck to get the machine home because it's too big. And then also I'd have to buy all the insulation itself and blah, 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 blah. TLDR, for the amount of time I'm saving, if I valued myself, I think at $25 an hour, and I was up there, if this took 4 hours of my life, it's better to pay somebody to do it. For the size it is, and you know, in fact, I'm paying cash, so I'm getting a little bit of a deal. Yeah, I'm just gonna pay somebody to do it, and then it'll be done. Because I have to put soffit vents up there, and then I gotta call around all in that. Yeah, I ain't nobody got time for that shit. That is no longer a me problem. Although this will be a me problem in a minute if I can't find, whatever. Melted a little. Yeah, so I poked my head up there just to see what was up there. Because when we bought the house, like, I did take a look up there, but I never really, like, spent any time. So the previous owner left me, I wish I had some pictures. So, goodies, the previous owners of this house left me in the attic above the garage. The first, a bag of dirty insulation. So it was a garbage bag with a bunch of insulation in it that was all covered in dust or something stuffed in there. That was it. They left me that. They left me a box of non-functioning Christmas lights. And they left me a box of old ratty hockey equipment from like the 80s. Now the best part of that box, at the bottom of that box, it was filled with dirt and grass seed for some reason. And this box, which has been sitting up there for like 20 years, promptly disintegrated as I was carrying it down the ladder, all over me. This is also in a 52-something degree attic. Yeah, I ain't going up there. I'm paying somebody to do that. It's somebody else's problem now. Speaking of, anyone want a Sonic pad? I found this. I forgot I had this. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I can't do anything with it. I don't trust it. And it's running the original firmware, which is the burn your house down firmware. Be nice if I could, you know, put normal Klipper on it, then I could use it for something, but no, it's Creality. Burn it. I don't have a lighter. Root it. I can't root it. I tried to root it. It wouldn't let me. Okay. So, yeah, there's a way you can get SSH, you can SSH into it. I tried, I couldn't get into it. So, I don't know. Plus, I have to update it, and to update it, I have to connect it to a printer. It's stupid, I know. So many customers. Yeah, there's. Go get a Big Tree Tech Pad 5 or Pad 7. Because all it needs to be is a screen with a frickin' Raspberry Pi or equivalent in the back. It doesn't need no proprietary lockdown bullshit. Okay. So what are we doing today? One, we're gonna give away some filament. Every stream we give away a spool of filament from Polymaker. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance to win. So do that now. At some point, once we get this printed, we're gonna figure out the this month's community contest. Every month we do a community contest. So this month, I think we're doing, because it's July and a lot of people do trips, we're gonna do like travel themed something, or vacation prints or something. We'll figure something out. But first, this guy needs some firmware updates. So before I do that though, I gotta fix this. Overlays. Can I copy? Copy URL. No. Duplicate. Okay. Submit. Copy a main overlay. Edit. Okay. So I got to move some stuff around because this overlay isn't going to work. Will the front fall off? No, the front won't fall off. It's Stealth Burner. Okay, so chat, you're gonna go over here. What is that? What is that? Alert box 5. Merchandise box. Merchandise box can go there. You can go here. Okay. Save. Copy overlay URL. Now I need to edit. Okay. Haha! There we go. There we go. Because I'm going to be doing unboxings. Because remember, down here now, we're not going to be doing builds anymore. We're mostly going to be doing, it's going to be print and chills and unboxings are going to be the basement thing from now on. So the setup is still not finalized. Like obviously this computer monitor is not going to be in camera, hopefully, once I figure out how to set it up somewhere. I'm going to have to get another camera arm. But we're going to be doing a lot of unboxings down here and print and chills and whatnot. So the camera angles are going to move a little bit and whatnot. So it's just kind of temporary for now. But the overlay, I had to move chat. So I know chat normally over here, but this is where things will be. So chat's going to go over here now. Print and chill because it has AC. Thing in the basement is what you have to carry the heavy boxes to the basement. Yeah, I know. Well, the next printer we're doing is a resin printer. So, you know, we might actually unbox that one in the garage. Plus, most of my good stuff is out there now. I kind of like the garage setup. There's more room and it's a little bit cleaner because right now it's a freaking mess down here. But we'll see what the temperatures are like. Why do I have so much Tessa tape? Remember when we used Tessa tape to build a Voron? Remember when that was a thing? Garbage. Crystal dragons. Remember when everyone was printing crystal dragons? Got a alien thing. Oh, and the rep box is gone. The rep box is now in the garage. So now I've got this big open space. So I need to put something here. Because I got this big open space now. Yeah, I need to figure something out. Can you drink some more room down there? Can you drink some more room down there? What? Tape measure cable chain? Andrew, I do. I was the one who beta tested the original tape chain. My V2.0 had it. I was the one who did the original testing for it. When will we see the Rook printer? That's Saturday. So today's Friday, tomorrow. You will see it tomorrow. When I do build series, usually it's 1 day a week for the build. So going forward over the next little bit, the Rook will be Saturday. So we're probably only gonna have 2 more sets. The Rook isn't a big build. So I'm hoping tomorrow we finish up the build and then we do a print, like a configuration and print stream on it. So that's the Saturdays. Tuesday, next Tuesday, if it comes up, or if it comes in by then, the Rapido, we'll be upgrading the Tallboy here, doing the upgrades on Tallboy, so I'm gonna have to start printing parts for it. And Fridays are printed chill. So usually builds are on Tuesdays and Saturdays, but usually they're not the same. So like if we're doing a build series, it's gonna be on the Tuesday or on the Saturday. We don't usually build the same thing on the same days or consecutive days. And Fridays are just print and chills and random streams and unbox and chill stream too. Have I worked with any Seawar kits? I have not. I have not. Somebody was asking about rep racks. Whoop. Right there. Got some on the wall. And also, I love the fact that because I don't have the table in here anymore, that that acro bin full of nuts and bolts and screws is literally, it's just floating there. It's just floating there. Hopefully nothing goes wrong to it because it's just floating there. It should be okay. It is bolted to the wall. I do have to move it to the garage at some point. But yeah. Okay. What are we doing today? We got to upgrade this guy. Okay. So how do we do this? Because this is horribly out of date. As you can see, it's been a while since Tallboy has actually done anything. So when I update this, if I hit the update button, it's gonna break everything. It's gonna break everything. I know how to update. I know you update the Pi. I do know how to update it. The thing is, it's all gonna break because I know like the locations of certain files have moved. So I'm pretty much thinking what Ivan's also thinking. I'm gonna back up my config file. back up my macro file and just start from scratch. Download that, keep. This is so old, I don't even have a macro file. Like, you know how I put everything in macros? Yeah, I don't even have a macro file. Yeah, I don't even have a macro file. This is before I even did macros. So I think we're just gonna wash our hands and start from scratch. So I backed up the printer.cfg. What the frick is this even running? What is your brain? What do you have in here? Is this filament on it? No, this filament's just there. What is powering you? Ah. Oh, we got an octopus. Okay, it's an octopus. Oh, this is the original octopus. Yeah, that's right. I got an. Oh, those cables are loosey. Okay. Damn it! I'm gonna have to drop the stupid SD card. So you know how we do DIN? So you know how everything's DIN nowadays? So before DIN, we just kind of like printed off brackets and everything kind of just hung off the sides. This doesn't even have DIN under it. It's a little old. It's a little old. Okay, so let me clear my desk off here. Hey, 3D printed quad frames. And let's get Toasty over here. Let's get Toasty on the bench for a little bit of surgery. Oh, there's a. You know what? You know what? No, not you. You've got stuff in it. You. I don't know what all this stuff is. It's just gonna go in here, and I will sort it out later. This is now future Taylor's problem, and by future Taylor's problem, way in the future, because I'm gonna put this box somewhere, and I'm gonna forget what I put in it. And what's in it, and I'm just gonna forget about it for the next like year. Won't be the first time. Hey, Rebo nozzle. Should have. There we go. There we go. Clean this off. Make sure I got nothing underneath. There we go. Cool. Got my LTT store mat. Okay, so let's host shutdown. Shutdown. Pew. I wish they made a power off noise. That'd be cool. So another fun fact. This is my biggest Voron technically. It's also way lighter than a rat rig, and it's got handles. Handles are nice. And yes, the panels are coroplast. Because nothing on this is a spec size, because it's a 330. Everything's kind of like, it is good enough. So, yeah. That'll do. I can't see my monitor. Great. Okay. There we go. That's stable. So yeah, so back in the day before we had fancy DIN rails, you would just print brackets and everything mounted to the extrusions. And dog hair. All the dog hair. So we got an octopus. This was the first octopus, actually. They sent me this to review. Those don't stick anymore. That's good to know. Probably from the heat. It does smell a little toasty. No, these aren't silicone wires. Originally, this had a Taco Raven in it. And it had silicone wires. When I upgraded this to the Octopus, this is a Lineo harness, I believe. It's a 350 spec, so that's why there's extra. How are I powering the Noctua fans? Through the Octopus. The Octopus, you could change the voltage. So the Octopus, they're set to 12 volts. I believe. Yeah, it's set to 12 volts. So they're just in parallel. Or series, I can't remember. They're just plugged into a port, and the port just set to 12 volt, and they're just tied together. So all the stepper on line motors that we used to like. Okay, so I gotta get you out of here because I can't pull the SD card on this, unfortunately. So let's get the brains out of here. Are you the screwdriver I need? You are not. Hopefully I have the right size bit for this. Where are you? As I brought all my stuff into the garage. So hopefully I still have some stuff out here that I can use to do my job. That doesn't work. By the way, have you entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament? Every stream we give away a spool. Link in the video description. No. And also while you're down there, why not like the smash button? Or visit out any of the supporters of the stream. Their affiliate links don't cost you anything extra and go a long way in supporting the channel. Do you work? Aha, found it. I don't even have a camera on this. Do I? No, I don't. Time to get a toolbox. I have a toolbox. I used to work in a mold shop. I've got multiple toolboxes. I just don't have it all in here because I brought a lot of it to the garage. Grab a new SD card and use that. That way you can always go back to the old one. That's a good idea. I'm out of SD cards though, so I'm gonna reuse this one. I did back up the config. Worst comes to worst, this is a pretty standard config, so I should be able to just reflash it, like rebuild it. But I did back up the printer.cfg, so we should be okay. Is this a reader? Nope. Where is, oh shoot. Oh fiddlesticks. I don't have, okay, well, I guess you're being plugged in the back of the computer. Okay, in you go. Is it in, stupid USB, I can't see. In you go. There you go. I don't have my USB extender out here anymore. That's also in the garage. Okay. Okay, good. I do have the Raspberry Pi imager. Okay. Okay, KIAUH. Cool. Okay, let's do this. So it's been a while since I've done KIAUH. And the first time we did it, they actually took some people were a little critiquey because I was a little bit about the instructions. Oh, hey, look, they've improved the instructions, so it's even easier to use now. What a shame. Okay. So, once you have downloaded, installed, and launched this, choose OS, Raspberry Pi, Other. and select Raspberry Pi OS Lite 32-bit. There we go, choose storage, there we go. Let me put me wifey's in. Enable SSH. Tallboy.local. Use password, SSH. Okay, that, configure that. SSID. Country. Canada, A. Save. There we go. And right. So now that does the thing and it goes burp. So now we wait. So how you doing? You doing good? I hope you're doing good. Give RatOS a go. A little late now. We'll try that in the future. I'm going to be doing main sale. Main sale. Pretty much all my machines are main sale now. I was a big fan of Fluid at first, but then development on it kind of slowed down. So I started using main sale more, and now I'm pretty much all on main sale. Do I have a vacuum in here? I do not. This is a mess. Do I still fly? I do. I've been out a few times this year. I've just been busy. And the weather's been stupidly hot, and nothing is more fun than sitting out in the sun with goggles on and baking. But I have taken my long range out for a little bit in the Odonata around the neighborhood, but that's about it. How much more? I haven't checked on Fluid in a while, Pedro, to be honest. Am I going to be putting camps on it? Yes, we will be putting camps on it. Camps will be on it. We're gonna upgrade the gantry. I'm not gonna bother upgrading like idlers and whatnot. I do have, where is it? I probably should, okay, that, yeah. KIAUH Lab did send me the carbon fiber bracket kit. So I probably will put this on it. We'll see how that goes. I'll give it a try. So that means I'm going to have to reprint the blue parts in red. So that'll be fun. There's only a couple though. I do have some sparkle red. So I'm going to be reprinting the blue parts and probably some of the black parts in this stuff, which is a sparkle red. A dark sparkle red, so that'll look nice. Have I tried Rama's idlers? Are those the front idlers? I think I'm gonna try those. What camp? Klipper, adaptive, mesh, and purge. Basically, it when you do, you know how the Mark IV, when it does its bed mesh, it only meshes the area where you're printing? Basically the same thing. Let me pull up the Rama idlers. Are these the ones I was thinking about? Yeah, basically these. There's like a printed version of them, I believe. I think they're printed. I believe they're printed. Or are these, you gotta buy these. Are these metal? Okay. Oh yeah, no, they're just parts. Yeah. So I'll be doing these. Just need a pin. What size pin? What side's the pin? It's a 5mm pin by how long? M5 washer. Why does it not say the pin? Oh, M518? Oh. I've got stock to make pins. Don't worry. I can make pins. We used to use a lot of pins back in the day. Back in my day. Okay, verifying, almost done. So yeah, I'll be doing the Rama idlers. If there's a more compact, it doesn't really matter. I might redo the top idlers, we'll see. But I'll be doing the Rama idlers. I'll be changing some stuff out on this guy. Pretty much rebuilding the gantry. The gantry is going to get rebuilt with a few other things. Okay, remove the SD card from the reader. Cool. Cut them with the Dremel? Yep. About carbon rods? No, I won't be doing carbon rods. I don't think carbon rods are worth it. I don't do speed benchies. I'm not a speed benchy person. I run my machines at relatively conservative, but like, you know, still faster than a bed flinger, speeds. And I've never had an issue. I'm more a fan of a tanky, more robust build than, you know, lightweight, less guaranteed to work. Why am I even powering the Raspberry Pi off a buck converter? Oh well, it's already in. I'm not going to rewire it. What is conservative? I don't know. Most of my profiles are still based on the 60-90-120 rule. But I also run Revos in a lot of my machines. This is going to have a Rapido 2.0, so this will have a little bit more power under the hood. Okay, that's that. Let's flip you up. Don't crush my mouse. Actually, what I'm gonna do is take off these panels in the bottom, take off the clippies, okay? I'm gonna do this, okay? I'm gonna do this. Yeah, there we go. I printed something that failed. And I don't know what it was. Okay, let's put these clips back on. But yeah, the side panels on this is just straight up coroplast from like Michaels. Why? Because it's cheap and it's easy to DIY it. Because this machine is a not spec size. And I don't have anything fancy that I can use to cut acrylic or plexiglass reliably. The 60 watt Revo for high flow at some point on a machine. I've already done it. I can't remember which one. One of the V2s has it. It might be, was it the LDO V2? Might be the LDO V2. It's a 2-second thing to swap it. It's pull out the old, put in the new, and PID tune. Easy peasy. Okay, let that boot up. Send, cut, send. Send, cut, send. I live in Canada. That's why, if you notice, this front panel is really thin and it's actually oversized. So that's because this is how big the panel that from Home Depot is. Generating SSH keys. Oh yeah, I gotta put Klipper screen back on this. Booting in 5 seconds. So yeah, this is like, it sits off the top here because I haven't cut, this is like off the shelf size. Also, there is a lot of dust on the top of this machine. Oh, there's the Raspberry Pi booting up. For top idlers for Z axis, there's different model. It's 2-piece Z idlers. Okay, I'll take a look at it. But yeah, I will be doing Rama idlers. I will be basically the whole gantry is going to get redone. But obviously anything under the hood I'm leaving. I'm not rewiring it. I'm using the same wiring harness. I'm not putting a tool head board in it. I'm not doing CAN bus. I'm just leaving it as it is, basically. I'm not gonna, if it ain't broke, I ain't gonna mess with it. Tallboy login. Okay, are we? I think we're connected. Okay. So hopefully printers Tallboy. We're in. Okay. Download and use KIAUH. I can do that. Camps isn't useful. It still is. Like, here's the thing. Technically, like, if your bed's flat enough and you just do a QGL, if that's good enough, that's good enough. But if you're printing on different surfaces, you swap beds often, you've got worn out flex plates or whatever, or just your bed's old and it's not as flat as it used to be. It happens to some of us. Doing a quick mesh ain't gonna hurt. Like, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You need... When you're doing a 12+ hour print, does an extra 2 minutes of meshing prep time to ensure you get that much better of a first layer, is that really gonna hurt? Like, think about it. Okay, once installed, use command to into your home directory. Boom, boom. And then launch KIAUH. Okay. Perform actions. Install. Okay. So we're going to install Klipper with Python 1.0. Warning. We're going to set up one instance. There we go. Cool. That doing that thing now. Am I on screen? I'm not on screen. Can you hear me at least? Okay, you can hear me at least. Can I? Boop. There I am. Hello. I'm gonna live in this corner. There we go. So that's gonna take a minute. I have faulty regions defined in my mesh, but Camp doesn't get along with it. You can use KIAUH to flash your MCUs now. Hopefully, that's another thing. I gotta update the MCU, so I'm gonna try updating the MCU through this as well. Also, I'm gonna fix my shoe because my stupid thing is crooked. I gotta buy new indoor loafers. I don't wear shoes in the house. I'm not American, but I bought like these cheap Walmart like slip-ons to like wear when I'm streaming, just to help the feet. And they're getting kind of old. Hey, Rose. Look at all that computer stuff. Isn't it amazing that we taught sand how to think? It's just sand. This is just some really smart sand. Center the cam in the screen. What do you mean center it? Right there? Hi. I was off center. I'm always off center. Woo. 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 Smart sand. Yeah, smart sand. Also, I need PTFE. I need meters of this. Do you know where you can buy like 20 plus meters of this stuff? 3mm ID preferably, the 4mm OD to 3mm ID, because of the humidity issue in the garage. I'm gonna have to run like rep boxes. So the plan is, I've got the rep. Ooh, Hitman 77, $10. Wasn't it 47? $10. Cheers. Thanks for all you do. You become my #1 guy to follow on YouTube. Cheers. Thank you. AliExpress. Yeah, I could do AliExpress, but it takes for a while. Cap tubes. Yeah, cap tubes are overpriced. It's just feeder tube. Temu. Ugh, Temu. Yeah, I'll check out AliExpress probably then. Because the plan is, I got to measure this shelf down here. But this rep box, I want to use to feed the machines on this shelf. And then I want to get, hi Pooch if you're listening, a rep box TT, which is a rep box turntable, and put that on the bottom here to feed these 3 machines. So I'm gonna have to run PTFE to all the machines. The Cheaty, I might not keep the Cheaty out here. The Cheaty might be going away, same with the V0. Because the Cheaty has an always on fan and it's really annoying. But you know, that doesn't really matter when the garage is so hot, all the fans are on. Because the MCUs hit the, oh shit, I'm running temperature, you know they're not, and the fans kick on. So 8 mil watt. No, diameter is important. So, for McMaster, yeah. Oh, it's that's doing that. Okay, are we done? Nope, still doing that. Chemical Technic. Also, I'm in Canada, so all you people saying American companies. Speaking of, Only Benchy shirt. You want an Only Benchy shirt? Check out the merch store. Link in the video description. Every now and then, I actually am smart and wear my merch on stream. And you know, I gotta hawk my wares occasionally. Which I need to get some new merch. West 3D again, not Canada. I'm not paying duties. I bought. What was it? I bought some stuff from Gamer Subs, and I got hit with duties. The last time I've ordered from there, I didn't get hit with duties, but this time I got hit with duties, and it sucked. Because it's like, it's not cheap as is once you factor in shipping to across the border, and then you had freaking 30 bucks in duties. You made it. Ooh, send me an image of that, Star. And then also, I need to get my hands on, how big is a door? I need to get my hands on like a 2 foot by 4 foot sheet of black acrylic. Do you see MBR's video on Bambu? Who's MBR? Who's NBR? NBR. Who's NBR? Bambu? MBR Bambu. Nathan builds. Oh, Nathan builds robots. Okay. Videos. What is it? 3 new printers. Oh yeah, yeah. You just Bambu licensed some names. Here's the thing. You can't guarantee that those names, those will be printers. Sometimes they patent stuff just to one, throw people off, and also to like kind of grab stuff for future use. It does make sense they're going to be making a bigger one. It does make sense they're going to be refining. The machines are over a year old now, so they probably have figured out some ways to make them, you know, considering the failure rate of some of the components and the common QC issues, I'm sure they've taken a look at redesigning the machine to be more, hopefully, in my opinion, easily serviceable, not having to completely rip apart your machine and buy an $80 XY gantry to replace a $3 bearing on the XY. So I'm hoping the refresh of it is more easily serviceable and eliminate some of the common failure points, like, you know, the cable for the bed for the probe, because there's a reason you don't use the sensors they use for beds. So yeah, I mean, they're a company, they're going to be coming out with new stuff. That's kind of a given. Like, it's been 2 years, they can't just sit on what they have. So also, does that mean the P1P price drop is because they're trying to clear inventory to make room for the new machine? Canadian seller PTFE 3/4 tube and can for you. Okay. See what they make a smaller one for print farms, like he mentions. The thing is, for the print farm, the 250, I don't think they're going to go smaller than 2. I think S, like what? Oh man, I just closed it. History. Nathan builds robots. Yeah, because what was it? The X1S, X1E, and P1S. Okay. S is not small. It won't be small. There's going to be the X1 extended, and it's going to be, the S is going to be like the midlife upgrade one. Okay. It's not going to be a smaller machine. Okay. I guarantee their profit margins aren't big as is, and when you scale a machine down, you actually don't save that much money. So with their smaller profit margins as is on this machine, because it's all custom, everything's custom on it. They, other than the parts they rate the DJI parts bin for, it's all custom. So going smaller means even less profit margin. So there's going to be the P1S, and the X1S is going to be the more refined version of the existing machines. So you're going to have an upgraded, or you're going to have a more refined version of the P1P series. The X1 series is just going to be the X1 series, because right now they have the X1, the X1 Carbon. It's just going to be X1. Okay, because can you even get the X1 not carbon anymore? They're just going to simplify the range. So they're going to have a more standardized P1P, an X1, and then they're going to have the X1 extended. That's what it is. So really, it's only going to be one new machine and 2 more refined machines. At least in my opinion. I don't know how he stretched that into an 8-minute video, but that's what I think it is. So, yeah, they dropped. Yeah, the X1S is just going to be the refined version of the X1 that based on, you know, a year plus of mass production and consumer feedback. So that's what I think it's going to be. How do you make that an 8-minute video? Yeah, that popped up in my home feed the other day, and I just went through it quickly just to see. So, also, yeah, I'm not gonna say it. It's gonna be like a CR10 to a CR10. Yeah, CR10S. Yeah, it's just gonna be the upgraded version of the existing machine. It's not gonna be a smaller machine. The P1P is already doing gangbusters for print farms as is. They don't need to make a cheaper version of it, because people are they can't make enough of the current one. Like, you guys know, I have my misgivings with Bambu, but that's on a right to repair, why are you scraping my data, let me use the machine the way I want to aspect. The machines themselves are amazing friggin' value, and I recommend the P1P to people all the time. The X1, not so much, but we'll see with the X1S. They make good shit. It's just, I'm not a huge fan of some of their consumer practices. So there you go, people in the Bambu Facebook group, add me to the hater list. Or keep me on the hater list. I don't know, whatever. I don't even care anymore. I'm pretty sure I'm on their shit list. So whatever new machine they come out with, I highly doubt they're going to be contacting me. If they want to send me something, I'll take a look at it, but I highly doubt they're going to be contacting me in the future. We'll see. Okay, here's the thing, Andy. Yes, they're not open source. However, and some people don't like this opinion that I have. If you made it yourself, you don't have to open source it, okay? There is no rule that 3D printing stuff has to be open source. Now, granted, a lot of 3D printing stuff is derived from the fact that the patents that were originally held by Stratasys expired and allowed people to start fiddling around with this stuff legally. But if you take the time to write your own firmware, develop your own hot ends, and take not open source stuff, because if their firmware is based on Klipper, they have to release it, because that's open source. But if you develop your motion system in-house, you don't have to release it. And as a company, nobody has the right to force you to. Because I don't know about you, I'm not a huge fan of telling companies that they have to do things. Other than legal stuff, pay people a fair wage. I'm gonna go for that. But the moment you tell to a company, hey, that thing that you developed in-house on your own, you have to give it away for free. That's crossing a line, in my opinion. So if it turns out Bambu, did take some of the stuff their machine is using and developed it based on open source patents or open source stuff that were under licenses that they have to disclose and they're failing, then yes. But to this day, people still say their firmware is Klipper. It's not. Klipper has proper thermal runaway out of the box. It took them 6 months to figure that out, and my machine almost catching fire. So until somebody shows actual physical proof that, hey, Bambu is actually violating an open source patent or license, then yeah, you can't force them to. It's like Prusa. Everyone's harping on Prusa for not releasing their CAD or whatever. They developed it in-house, and it's not based off an existing open source license. So yes, they haven't released, the PCB pans for their controller board, but it's not open source. They can say, hey, we will release it at one point, but they're not beholden to release it to anyone until they want to, because their controller board isn't based off an existing open source board. It's developed in-house on their own. So they're allowed to release what they want to release. Just because you say, hey, we're open source, doesn't mean you have to release everything. But there are people on Twitter that get really angry that, a controller board that they'll never use isn't open source. So it's not night and day. It's not night and day. So yes, I have, I'm more angry at, I won't say angry, I'm more disappointed with Bambu in terms of a right to repair aspect than, hey, give me the source code for your firmware. Hey, it would be nice if you could upgrade your hot end by just putting in any upgraded hot end. Fadis developed a higher flow hot end for the Bambu, because that hot end isn't really high flow. You can get higher flow out of it, but it's not a true high flow hot end. Their firmware, their stock profile caps it at 12 millimeters cubed a second with ASA. You're not getting much beyond that before you start running into issues. So Fadis developed a high flow hot end for it, and Bambu said no, because you can't PID tune it, because you can't even PID tune anything with a Bambu. You don't have the ability to. So they store your 3D model data. Oh yeah, that's another thing too. Don't be using a Bambu if you work in a business. Okay, because your IT guys will love it when everything is on the network. Okay, so we're done that. Sure, whatever. Okay, so now we gotta put Moonraker on this. Install Moonraker. But yeah, it's potato. It's a tricky subject. If somebody asks me, hey, I'm looking to get in 3D printing, I have about $500-600, what machine should I buy? P1P, hands down, P1P. Hey, I work for a company and we need a printer for the office and I'm trying to get, a couple for within my budget. Okay, What kind of printing? Oh, it's prototype stuff. Yeah, don't get a P1P. Like, it depends. It depends. Still seeing me with a t-shirt on. I mean, the aprons in the... I'm enjoying the air conditioning while I can, Sam. I think most people... That's honestly the thing. Like, they could keep their firmware closed source. It's up to them. They developed it in-house. Like, a motion platform... Like, CNC machines have been moving on their own for decades. Developing a motion, like a controller firmware for a 3D printer, especially when you have, you know, engineers who worked at DJI for decades, or not decades, DJI though, but your entire founding team of your company is former DJI engineers. You can make a firmware. It isn't rocket appliances, right? It's just a motion. You tell it to move in an XYZ direction and spew molten plastic. It's input shaping is just math. It can be done. But, you know, the fact that, hey, if a bearing in my XY idler goes, the only way to repair that is to buy an entire new XY gantry assembly and completely disassemble my machine and then swap that new part in. That's $80 American. When on this machine, I undo that screw to loosen my belt, I take out the screw, I take my old idler out, I put a new idler in, I put the screw back in, I tighten the belt. I've done it in under a minute. And it cost me the bearing. Now, they could have done something like that, but they didn't. Maybe their new machine will be easy to fix. Hopefully, that would be nice. And I'll give them credit for it. So. Okay. You know what? Fluid. Let's put fluid on here. That disassembly is no, you have to take off all the panels. You have to completely unbelt the XY system. You have to completely remove the entire tool head assembly, and you have to remove the entire XY assembly gantry just to replace one bearing. It's a high-speed Core XY system. Bearings fail, okay? You have to be able to replace them. It's recommended to use macros. It's recommended to be flat on here. Do you wish to use these macros? Yes. Some of those fancy lifetime bearings. Yeah, those don't exist. I've got drawers of bearings. If you're lucky, I've got bearings in this machine that are from when this was a 2.1, and they're still chooching along. But every time I've rebuilt this, I found bearings that were either dead or going to go. Bearings fail, especially the bearings that the Bambu uses because they're pin bearings. There's a reason. Let me find them here. We're doing some education. Okay. So we got these bearings. I know I have some pin bearings somewhere. Where? Oh, I gotta have some pin bearings. Did I chuck them all? Yeah. Okay. There we go. So I don't have a close-up. Oh, I do. I'll use this. Okay. Hey, look, bearings. Okay. So these are the bearings we use in Vorons for the most part. These are flange bearings. You use 2 of these. These have big ball bearings in them. Okay, and they're pretty beefy. Okay, same with these. Okay, these got ball bearings in them. These are these are pin bearings. So you can see there is a bearing in there, but instead of being ball bearings, they're little pins and they're vertical and they spin. Okay, these have a much lower shelf life. These wear out quicker. Now there are high quality versions of these, don't get me wrong, but these bearings are much smaller and they can't handle the forces that these ones can. So yeah, they don't live as long and they're not as robust. So on my Vorons, I don't use flange bearings up here. I run the belts tooth on smooth idler because I can use beefier bearings. So okay, so we got fluid. We got to put Klipper screen on it. Are the bearings or bushings on the carbon fiber rods? They are bushings. They are bushings. Needle bearings, pin bearings, same difference. Bearings don't need to last long. They do. High speed, bearings fail. It's a thing. They will eventually wear out, and on a high-speed Core XY system with the belt tension on a Core XY system and the higher speed, because on a Core XY system, all movement, you're spinning those bearings. They will eventually wear out. And when they do, it's nice to be able to fix them easily. Like ask anyone involved in like Voron PIF, or anyone who actually uses their machines a lot. Bearings are just bearings and PTFE tubes are consumables. They need to be replaced occasionally. So 40 spools of filament in their lifetime. That is true. The vast majority of people only print 2 to 3 spools, or a month, if that, or 50% of my audience is 1 spool a month, and 40% more is 2 to 5. But here's the thing. Failure rate is a thing. Just because, you know, on average, you'll get 1,000 hours of print time out of a bearing. That's average. I've had a bearing fail a week after I built a printer. And it was a 1-minute fix. So they are a consumable. I've seen hundreds of help tickets and people like, oh, hey, bearings fail, or, you know, bearings fail. They fail. They have a shelf life, and who knows what bearings, you know, XYZ company is using. I've had printers out of the box with dead bearings. So most printer parts are consumable. Yep. When I rebuilt my AMS and I put the Hydra in it, some of the PTFE tubes already had holes in them, because on the AMS, do I have an AMS in here? I don't. When you feed the filament in, it comes in and does a hard right turn underneath, a hard 90 degree. And if your filament's anywhere near abrasive on that tight of a bend, you are going to wear a hole in the filament over time. And especially on something like an AMS where you're constantly feeding and unfeeding filament, I wore holes in it in a couple months. You have to be able to replace PTFE tube. So on the Creality machines, where they have that really tight bend, where that PTFE just goes right into the machine, that's gonna wear out at some point. I've seen it, you've seen it. I've seen pictures of even Prusa Minis, where the filament just punches right through the PTFE tube and it just into nothing. The new X1 firmware in Bambu Studio supports live view and LAN only mode. About time. I could probably take mine off the network. Don't worry about it. It's just a bit of design obsolescence to keep. See, I don't like that opinion, because it's like, yes, stuff can fail, but that implies that the company went, hey, let's make it so you can't repair it and have to buy, you know, components from us, or, you know, have to send it to us for service or whatever, or just buy a new machine. That's Apple thinking. I don't like that. That's Apple thinking. Also, we're rambling so much because we're installing stuff and gotta fill the air somehow. Oh yeah, I can do object occlusion in this now. Or whatchamacallit. With the newer firmware, I can do object cancel, or whatever it's called. That's DJI thinking. I know. I've got DJI shit in my quads because they make good shit. When am I finishing the Rook? Saturday, tomorrow. I said that on the Saturday stream. How much would a Trident equivalent to the P1P cost, assuming I can't print any of the parts? Trident's gonna cost you more. P1P has economy of scales. A Voron is, you know, it's more niche. It's all off-the-shelf parts. So you're not able to like maximize production unless you buy like thousands of extrusions and tens of thousands of bearings. And then you got to build it yourself. You can't build a Trident as cheap as you can buy a P1P. They're completely different ecosystems. You can't really compare them. Been flying. I have taken it out for a few flights. I've flown my little Odonata around the neighborhood a few times. Got this guy. Flew this guy up and down the street a few times, took him to the park. Same with the Mobulus 7. I did take the LR4 out twice this year just for cruises around the park. That's about it. Have I found it? No, I'm still waiting on the Ultimaker to show up. Trying to get a hold of the guy who has it. He does have it. You just got to get it across the pond now. I seen a drone. What is your pilot name? What do you mean, my pilot name? My name's Taylor. You need to check label object in the output extruder slicer. Okay. New printers will be. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping their new machines. You got the X1S and the P1S. They're not going to be smaller machines. They're going to be the same machine, but the midlife upgrade. So it's like, hey, we've been selling these machines for a year plus. These are the feedback we've gotten. These are the ways we can improve, like the assembly of these machines, reduce costs, simplify them. That's what those are going to be. And then the X1E is going to be the extended machine. So it's going to be larger, either X, Y, and Z, or just Z. I don't know. The problem is I don't have the P1s in here, or I don't have the Bambus in here. They're in the garage now. The machine is fully custom. It's all stamped components. So to make a new body for the machine, you need all new machines to make those parts. Like, I was a mold maker by trade. I built plastic injection molds. They're not easy to change. So if you're making a bigger machine, you need all new tooling to make that machine. It's not like these where you just, go buy some longer extrusions and it's bigger. So you can upgrade. I highly doubt that. I don't think Bambu would have a that. P1P Wi-Fi stopped working. It's the worst machine ever without Wi-Fi. Oh, I bet. And they used a really budget Wi-Fi module in that machine. Be really nice if you could just plug freaking Ethernet into it, but nope. Like my P1P, I haven't used my P1P in months. It's been like, I haven't needed to. Okay, so we got that, I got that. Okay, I'm gonna put a crow's nest on it. Now, apparently you can flash the MCU within KIAUH, so I gotta figure out how to do that. Hope they ditch the rods on the new one. Well, that's the thing. Here's the thing. Carbon fiber rods are stiff, but the thing with rods is the longer you can't support a rod mid-span, okay? As you make the rod longer, there's gonna be more flex into it. The problem is Bambu uses their nozzle as their probe. So what happens is, and we saw this on Vorons, on the older Vorons, the reason nobody, like, this was originally a 300 by 300 V1.5 with rods, 8mm rods. They don't dip in the middle. They're not as stiff in the middle. They do that. So the problem is, when you probe your bed close to your XY joint, it's gonna be stiffer. When you probe your bed in the middle, and Bambu uses a nozzle probe, well, they use the nozzle pushing on the bed as the probe and sensors in the bed, there's gonna be more flex in the rod. Now, you can compensate that out in the firmware. Just hope it don't drift over time. So yeah, they're gonna have to redesign it to use bigger rods so they don't lose the stiffness in the middle. Could that be? Yeah, that can be compensated. I'm pretty sure even Marlin has that, like, back in the day, that you can compensate for flex in the gantry. But yeah, rods do bow. Now, you can always use stiffer rods. I'm not a huge fan of carbon fiber because you have to use bushings on them, and they get kind of finicky and dust build up, and you got to keep them clean. And once they're done, they're done. Like you can't easily, because they'll wear. Like you got to use dissimilar materials, so you use brass on them, and if they go, they go. You can't easily fix them. It's not like, oh, my bushing went, I could just replace my bushing. No, the bushing went because the OD's gone. The OD ID is gone. Like once you lose the OD ID tolerance, they're gone. You can't, oh, just throw a new bearing in. Can't do that. I don't like carbon fiber something. I don't think the carbon fiber rods on a Bambu have the same stress as that sub did. Also, I do love the fact that Creality even though they went with steel rods on their K1, because Bambu went with bushings, they also went with bushings. Which, to be fair, they use graphite impregnated bushings. So their bushings have little modules of graphite in them, which we use those in injection molding all the time for like lifter rods and whatnot. They work on 1,000-pound, 100,000-pound machines. They work. They don't work when you grease them, which Bambu does, because the grease clogs up the graphite and it doesn't allow the graphite to work properly. Rods can be rotated, not on a Bambu, they epoxy them in place. Look at that doing its stuff. Look at all that smart sand. How dare you speak against the hero inanimate carbon rod? Is that an inanimate carbon rod? Rod we trust. How many people don't get this reference? How many people am I aging myself here? How many people don't get this reference? They both epoxy the rods. Oh, no, I'm not a fan of either of those practices. What I'm not a fan of is Bambu still hasn't sent me and other reviewers K1s because, hey, we're fixing them. Yet you sold those machines to people. You sold machines to people that you're outright stating aren't good. They sold them to people, and they're fixing them still before they send out more ones. But they were okay selling them to people. That I don't like. Who buys first gen Creality products sight unseen? Like why the carbon rod was green? Because it's The Simpsons and the animators probably just, you know, use the same spec sheet as the little glowy thing at the beginning of the intro. I don't know. It's a Simpsons episode from like 10 years before half of you were born. I saw the first used K1 for sale. I still love the fact that K1 Max, every one I've seen so far at every trade show, still has the drag chain rubbing on the x-axis. They haven't been able to fix that. Buy Creality machines for parts. Well, there you go. Are we still? Well, that takes a long time to install Crow's Nest. Linear rods are more space efficient on a rail on extrusion. That's why they get used, not because it's the best solution. The thing is, though, you have to envelop them. So you have to have something that goes around the rod. And also the problem with rods is you can't support them mid-span. You can only support them on the ends. So with you know, a rail, you can put an extrusion on it. You can, you know, you can have the extrusion mounted. You can have supports in the middle. Not as easy on the x-axis, obviously, but like on a y-axis, you technically could have support if you don't have a flying gantry like this. But rails, you can support mid-span. Rods, you can't really. The rod is the rod. You can't add a backer to it. You can't add a stiffener to it. It is what it is. So to get stiffer on longer axes or spans, you need to go to a stiffer rod, which is a heavier rod, which doesn't move as fast. And carbon fiber has issues with wear and serviceability and long life. And potato, everything, not everything is great in all aspects, but some things suit some things more than others in certain cases. I like rails. I find they last longer. I find they're easier to work with. They're easier to attach stuff to because you can just screw stuff to them instead of having to envelop the bearing and somehow hold on to it. I just like working with rails. V-wheels are at the bottom though. Rods and rails over V-wheels anyway. Plus, you can use the rails to, like, you know, the extrusions to rest your drag chains on. a C-shaped bearing, which is more cost. They do make C-shaped bearings. They do make rods with C-shaped bearings. Rods don't bind as easy as rails. I've never had a rail bind unless you have misalignment between two rails. So the metal bearings at the King, those are good. Those are a different style. I don't see them a lot in 3D printers, but they are a valid. I've seen them in a few Deltas. This one doesn't use it, or does this one use it? I think. Where are my? Yeah, this one uses. Yeah, the FL Sun uses them too. Rod can probably be clamped instead of glued more easily. Maybe a larger band will ditch the glue and lock. That's what I'm hoping. Like, I'm hoping they take the feedback in the, because we've all seen the support tickets. Their support system has been flooded since the machine came out, which means if the support system has been flooded, people have been needing support. So I'm hoping they have a spreadsheet of what fails the most on those machines, and the S version of their machine that's coming out addresses those common failure points. Because, like, having to completely disassemble the machine and replace the entire XY gantry if a bearing fails, if a bushing fails, if the rod fails, is a huge undertaking that can easily be designed out. Like, you can redesign it so it doesn't require that level of maintenance to replace those components. We always use alignment grooves that no one uses. We have a jig. On a Vorons, you use a jig, and then you just kind of self-center. Like on a CNC, what you would do is you would have one rail, would be your Bible rail, and be like in a machine trench or whatever, and then you would indicate your second rail off that Bible rail. This old Tony has a good video showing you kind of how to do that when he builds one of his CNCs. Man. On the 4th version of the bed. I don't know, they're on the 3rd version of the AMS, but the AMS upgrades were mostly changes to the injection molding. The hardware and the actual mechanics of it, I think, are the same. It's reference edge underload. Okay. I have my own printer designed using rods, and I convert it. So I got a perfect example right here. Tallboy was originally a V1.5, a Voron 1.5. It was originally a 300 by 300 XY axis. As a 2.4, it's 330 by 330. So this is more space efficient than a rod Voron. Now, granted, the way a Voron is designed is a little bit different, where everything's within the frame. So if you were to have, you know, the rails on, or the rods on top of the frame instead of it being within the frame, it wouldn't be as, you'd get more build volume out of it. But when you're working within the confines of a fixed frame, we were able to get more room out of the same frame on a rail system than a rod system. Make a mold for the AMS that copies the Hydra. Hopefully. I find, like, I still have one of my AMSs I got to convert to Hydra. And it is disappointing the number of spools from, I had a Prusament spool that just did not work in it. It kept binding up because it was too wide. Like, the amount of off-the-shelf normal spools that just don't work well in that system is kind of disappointed. Do you want to add Update Manager to your Moonraker config? Yes. Do you want to reboot now? Yes. Going to reboot. So, with HugeForge license, I haven't played with HugeForge. We might do HugeForge next Friday. Or actually, no, next Friday we're doing an unboxing. Maybe Tuesday. I don't know. I want to play with HugeForge on stream. I want to try HugeForge on stream. Yeah, it's designed to be shipped within the chamber of the X1. That's why. Okay, but Aaron, it's somebody designed a 3D printed part that replaces the internal part, and it works better. They could just make a mold of that. They could just, you know, injection mold that part. You'd have to retweak it for injection molding. I haven't really looked at the actual Hydra that much if it is injection moldable, because there's a whole thing with undercuts, with chamfer, with draft angle. There's a whole bunch of stuff you have to take into account when you design something for injection molding versus FDM. They are completely different manufacturing process, and not everything that works in one works in another. And as somebody who does both, or has done both, that is very true. So, but still, it's kind of, you know, I still kind of like the fact that somebody just kind of designed a drop-in replacement that's better than the stock one. I just kind of like that. Tallboy. And then they tried to have people not use it, just find warranty, and then they had to backtrack. Okay. Oop, no, SSH pi at that. Let's get back into. We're in. Okay. 360 watching, 181 liked. Well, here's the thing. Every stream we do a giveaway of some Polymaker filament. And so far, 350 people have entered, but only 182 people like the smash button. Now, I'm not saying liking the smash button increases your odds, but those that do, I can't say it, but okay. So apparently I can flash the MCU from within here. So how do I do that? Hi, John. Option 4, advanced, okay. Firmware, okay, okay. So build only, flash only, build in flash, so it'd be 4 again, right? Get MCU ID. Let's get MCU ID. USB. So it's that. Okay, cool. That's cool. Build in flash. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do this myself. Okay. Klipper, BTT, octopus. Perfect. Okay. So. Everybody identify the microcontroller RPA. I think we had, was it 446? It was a 446, right? STM32, where's STM32? I think it was a 446. Enable low level. That. With a 32-bit, 32 kilobit bootloader. Actually, let me pull up printer.cfg. Pad, sure, whatever. Where are you? Where are you? Yeah, it's 446. Okay. And a 12 kilohertz crystal for STM. Okay, okay, okay. Escape, save, building firmware. We'll do CAN flashing. I have no idea. I need to play with CAN. I haven't played with CAN in a while. When I played with CAN, it was still kind of a little rough around the edges. I'm hoping it's a little bit better. I'm waiting on like, that's the thing with Klipper and CAN. You're kind of at the mercy of the board providers, and they're kind of. What military? We're trying to hack the Gibson right now, and then we're going to try and hack the planet. Do I have a Raspberry Pi in here? I do have I have a Raspberry Pi 4 in here. Sweet. I gotta find my 02s. That's where I gotta find. Okay, so flash, so regular flashing method. So I'm assuming 1? It's attached via USB. Do I... Select MCU to flash 1. Continue. Successful. Okay. So that means I should be able now. System. Oh, configuration. Is there anything in here? Oh. Okay. So if I go here, configuration, remove, yes, add, upload files, downloads, printer.cfg. Is there an firmware restart right there? Okay. Default parameter E is not G-Cro macro pause. Oh, how old is this config? How old is this config? Actually, yeah, USB ID too. Get MCU ID. It's via USB. It should be the same. Usually it doesn't change. Yeah, it didn't change. Save and restart. Okay. Okay, under G-Cro macro pause. So I'm gonna have to get rid of some of these macros because some of these macros are kind of old, I think. Save set home, pause, pause, pause. So I didn't cancel print, macro pause. Okay. Because these should all be in thing now. Copy, delete. It's not ready. Boom, boom. Yeah, because fluid, these should have the pause macros. Yeah, these should have the cancel, pause. Yeah, those have those there. Okay. Setting. There we go. Okay. Okay, 1 second here. Wow, this is so old. G-Cro pass does not match expected location received. Oh, okay, there we go. Value beta 3950 sensor type is depreciated, Okay, so what is it? What's the thermistor type now? Virtual SD card changed. Let me pull up. That in this macro, virtual SD card, there we go. So copy that. Save and restart that. Generic 3950, yeah, okay. Generic 3950. What time are we at anyways? Oh, we only got like 20 minutes left. The stream is ending at 1 o'clock today. Generic 3950. What? You lied to me. Oh, do I need to have a capital? I gotta have a capital. Generic. Did I spell generic right? I spelled generic right. Good. Save and restart. Booyah. Am I over the pin? Yeah, we're good. Heck yeah. Okay, let's see what we're working with. It's been a hot minute since this config has even seen the light of day. Okay, so 3,000. Okay, max excel 10,000. That's old way. Max excel to decel. Drop that down to 10,000. I like that a little under. Max Z velocity, square corner, recover velocity. What is recover? Oh. Okay. Position end stop. Current stat, stealth top 0, true, run current. I gotta put stealth chop on Z. That's what I gotta. I don't think we have a hold current. Yeah. Okay. Turn off hold current. So Y, no hold current. X, no hold current. Don't like hold currents anymore. Those are bad. Okay, that's the same. We can leave that. Get rid of that though. And we're gonna put stealth chop on Z. Hold currents are bad. Same thing as switching between stealth chop and spread cycle during a print. It can cause variations. Save and restart. Okay. All. Let's do a QGL. Where's the QGL button on here? Do I not have a QGL button on here? Where's QGL? Tools. Plug entry level layers. I gotta move these speeds up. Settings. CFG. Okay, let's move these speeds. Home speed, home speed. Save set home speed. That. Save and restart. I hit restart and it's still going. What tolerance are you looking for here? 0.0125, and we're looking for that. There we go. And now it restarted. Okay. There we go. I don't know why I have it set for 1 pro point. Fluid or mainsail? Honestly, whatever one you like. They're both pretty similar. Like, I don't have Klipper screen on this though, so I might have to do a full reboot. Let me do a full reboot and see if we get Klipper screen. Reboot. Oh wait, do I need a Klipper screen.cfg installed? Klipper screen. Fluid and mainsail. They're just different interfaces. Installation. Okay. So I've already installed it. Auto install. I've done that. Installation. Okay. So make sure I got a trusted client there. That machine, this machine. Okay. Okay, that. Forest logins true. That's forest logins. I don't see forest logins. I don't see that. Do I need to add that? Warning. If you wish to use the update manager feature, add the following block to the Moonraker. Okay, I'll add this. Save and restart. So I think I got to do a full restart to get Klipper screen to work because Klipper screen's not working. So let's host shut down. That'll shut down the system. That's off. Where are you? 1, 2, count to 10. Everyone count to 10. 1, 2, 3. There's no point in me counting you, Kai, because there's going to be a delay in the lag anyways in the stream. Okay, whatever. There's like a 7 to 8 second delay. Anyone need a Duet 2 Ethernet module that's been desoldered off a Duet 2? There we go. Tallboy login. Okay, Klipper screen doesn't seem to want to boot up. It's just saying Tallboy login. Klipper screen doesn't want to boot up. Let's do a manual install, I guess. Manual install, yeah. Oh, I got caps lock. It's an empty directory. There we go. Change something in the Raspberry config to auto log into console. Oh, well. The script will install the packages, create a Python virtual environment, and install the service. So if you need a custom location, add C or C. At this point, it should just work. What keyboard are you using? I'm using a Corsair, this. K6310 keyless. I need to get a new keyboard though. I'm missing the number pad. Not so much down here, but upstairs I'm missing my number pad. So, starting service. Starting service. Rock that 40%. I have it right here. The problem is I actually can't. I've tried using it. The problem is I can't. It throws me off because I always type one to the left for some reason with it, and then I think I type one to the right, and then I still type to the left. Check Discord. Okay. Checking the Discord. Setup. Okay, you want to use it in desktop GUI. Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you mean. Okay, I gotta reboot. Host. No, don't shut down. Host. Reboot. Reboot. But yeah, like, honestly, I've been looking. There's one keyboard that's kind of like this. I think they're called like a 93. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically like this. Only the arrow keys are like a little into here, and instead of like these stupid keys, like whoever uses scroll lock, you have number keys. So it's still a compact keyboard, but you have a number pad. So 96 key. Yeah, that's it. But like, it's funny seeing like a 10 keyless and then a 40%, and it's like, is it itty bitty? Okay, so we're back in. Okay, so. So I gotta do this. This is what I missed. Okay. Sudo raspi config to set the boot by console order. Okay. System options. Okay. Oh. Do the thing. 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 I don't think it's doing the thing. Nope. Ah, shoot. It's still not doing it. Include conf decon. Okay. You create a configuration, but if you need to change something. Yeah, I don't need a configuration. Yeah, it's just not working. Oh well. Let's print something. Let's print something. Refresh. Okay, let's heat the bed up. Heat your bed, 60C. I gotta take some filament out of that hot end. It's a pie thing? Oh. Enable a graphical display. We do have graphical display. You can see the display is working. It's just not displaying that. What size nozzle do I have in here? I don't know what size nozzle I have in here. I think it's a 0.4. Where are you going? There you go. Post it in Discord. Okay. Orca slicer. And I need some filament. What color filament are we going to use? Let's use, I need something big. What should I print that's big? I need something big. What should I print that's big? I got a big old spool of silk here. Are you PLA or ABS? You're ASA. This is open air, so I gotta print something open airy. Polyterra. I do have the cookie cat stuff, but I want to save that. Ooh, you know what? There we go. Silk. Green silk. Print a spool of filament. The Prusa rocket. Ooh, actually the Prusa rocket at a full size would be kind of cool. What filament should I use for that though? That's the question. It's a rocket, so I would want to print it in like a gray. Do I have a gray? No, I don't want to use my hexagon filament. OD green. No, you're not. Oh, wait. I do have white. I got a big old spool of white. I could do white. Galaxy ABS. I don't want to waste a whole spool of Galaxy ABS on that though. Polymaker, Polylite ABS black. That'll do. By the way, I feel sorry for my mailman because I just put in a massive order with Polymaker for filament to like stock up. I don't know how much filament they can carry at once or how many pounds they're allowed to carry at once, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of filament. Why aren't you going through the tube? Oh, would help if I trimmed it. Okay, pretty much as soon as we get this print going, we're gonna be ending stream. So if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description. You may wanna do that now. That looks like a 0.6 nozzle. I'm gonna assume it's a 0.6 and call it a day. Okay, let's turn you off. Okay. So printer, we need a new printer. Okay. So generic Klipper printer, no, we got a Voron. 350, we'll call it a 350. Confirm. Discard. Okay. Delete that. And now I need to change machine G code. Get rid of all that. Print. Start. I believe it's print start. print underscore start. Yep, okay. So we're good there. Close, close, close. Basic information, motion ability. There we go. Okay. So this is, I believe it's a 0.6 nozzle. I'm just going to call it a 0.6. If it's not a 0.6, we're just going to be over extruding a bit. 0.6 nozzle. Motion ability. Sure. Machine G code. Cool. Okay. How do I change my X? Oh, printable area. There we go. Okay. 330 by 330. Okay. Where is my Z? Printable height. 380. Okay. Save. Tallboy. Okay. Prusa rocket. That's not the official one. Prusa rocket engine. There we go. No, I don't want the G code. I think this is for the XL. Hoping this is the XL one. Is this the XL one? Yeah, this is the XL one. There we go. This is Tallboy. So I'm gonna leave a little bit. Okay. So layer height, so that's a 0.6 nozzle. Strength, I'm going to leave 2 walls. Monotonic infill. Do grid infill or monotonic. Yeah, no, that's fine. I'll do cubic. Actually, I'll do 2 walls. Slice. Actually, shoot, I got to put a brim on it because also this is a carbon fiber build plate, and I have no idea how good that works. Place plate. There we go. Yeah, I have no idea how. I did make it. It's going to over extrude by like 0.7. Not a crazy amount. I'll fiddle with it later. Yeah, this is a carbon fiber build plate. The camera. Yeah, the camera does this when I slice. I got to figure it out. It's something with timings or something. Enjoy the show, kids. Okay, 924 grams of filament. This is going to take 2 days and 20 hours. There. Okay, 1 second here. Nope. Yes, okay. You are plugged. Yeah, 1 second. Crap under here, you go there, you don't need you. Which one are you? You're that one, okay. You are plugged into battery, good. Good. Ah, you are plugged into the UPS. Okay. Hopefully. This works. What's the stock speeds? Yeah, they're conservative. They're fine. Okay, cool. Upload and print. Is there an upload and print button on? Where's upload and print? Reprint? No. Oh. Oh, wait. Did I slice it in TPU? Oh, bloody hell. Why did I do that? Why did I slice it in TPU? Camera's gonna freak out. Okay, giveaway soon. We got 2 minutes. While I'm doing this, if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, things I do, consider becoming a channel member or a Patreon supporter. It goes a long way in supporting the channel. Oh, there we go, 23 hours. There we go, 1 day. That makes a lot more sense. Links in the video description. You know, if you want some snappy merch, check that out. Okay, there we go. Upload and print. There we go. It's not ABS, it's PLA. Probably like PLA. To get Klipper screen working, you need to add allow user anybody. Okay, DM me that on the Discord. Unable to parse M90S. Extruder not hot enough. What? Oh, that. Try this again. Is it slicing? Charge PLA, okay. Prepare. Camera's gonna wig out again. I just want make plastic boat. The ice cube tray. That's a good idea. While this is slicing, I'm gonna go get the ice cube tray. Go see if it worked. Hey, puppy. Okay. So it froze, but I don't know where it all went. I don't know where it all went. Somehow that... There we go. Okay. I think it seeped into the part. I've got a little bit of ice. Like the green filament in front of the motor. What green filament in front of the motor? Oh. Yeah, the silk green. I was gonna do silk, but it's a rocket motor, and you don't make rocket motors out of silk. And silk is kind of a pain to print fast. Okay, so we're gonna do the giveaway. So every stream, we give away a spool of filament from Polymaker. Link in the video description. So if you didn't enter, you'll have another chance tomorrow night. Let's see here. So let's see. So what's coming up in the next little while I do this? Oh yeah, we never got around to sorting out the community contest. We'll do that tomorrow then. So if all goes well, tomorrow will be a Brook stream. Next Tuesday will either be faffing about with this guy doing some upgrades, or we may unbox a resin. We'll see. We got a bunch of other like upgrade streams we got to do because there's been like some stuff have changed and I got to do like upgrades on a bunch of printers. So that will be that. This guy hasn't printed since 2021. Somebody give me a number between 1 and 21. I need a number between 1 and 21. 7. That works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Round and round she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. We will be doing some headphone builds. Remember we built the Hedemames? Later this month, we will be building a set of the Hedemame V2s. Ooh, Matt Padella 9, congratulations. You have won yourself a spool of Polymaker filament. You'll get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect that. So let me just pull up your information here and make sure you're a real human being. One of 2. Oh, it's your email address. Okay. You're good. You're good. So we're going to be building some Hedemame V2s later this month as well. So I'm actually looking forward to that because I've been using the V1s as like my daily driver headphones up until like a couple weeks ago when the cable broke. And the cable, I don't fault them. I fault the little guy for dropping the headphones. Who won? This guy won. Matt Podella 9. Just in time for the giveaway. That means you're early for tomorrow's stream. So we're gonna end it there. Gotta end it there. Wifey's gotta go to work. I gotta go watch the little guy. So I hope you enjoyed the show today. I know it's software updating. It's not the most exciting thing in the world, but that means we get to rant and chat, which is always fun. I gotta fix that speed. Actually, I hope I also have a 0.6 nozzle in here. Otherwise, we're gonna be over extruding like mad. Why are you so slow? Well, the first layer is good. Gotta love it, eh? Sits on the floor for 1.5 years unused. I take it up, I flip it on its side, I rip its brain out, I reflash the firmware, copy and paste the config, and the first layer hasn't changed at all. It's still good. Gotta love it. I could use a little bit more squish. Let me put a little bit more squish on it. Just a little bit more squish. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. There we go. But we're gonna call it there. So for those that donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you for not being able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. Shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we gave away this stream. Check out them and more. Links in the video description. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra. Go a long way in supporting the channel. Tomorrow we'll carry on with the Rook build in the garage. Hopefully it's not an oven. Yeah, this is the first print. No, COVID was in 2021. No, I started the streams when COVID hit. So we're gonna call it there. So I will see you tomorrow. It's Friday. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.